welcome everyone. Here we are, episode 3. Still shocked we haven't been canceled this past week. I'm joined here by Mr. Troy, Cuz, whatever the fuck you go by these days, or whatever I decide to call you really, and Mr. Kniff.
You have to be seen to be canceled.
Yeah, that's true. Like, share, and subscribe. Down in the comments below.
Hit that bell button.
I'm Greg or Guy, depending on how you know me. Episode 3, boys. Here we are. Any brief comments on, like, how you feel we're doing over the first 2 weeks?
I think we're progressing.
Progressing, yeah. That's a valid statement.
Incrementally.
I think we just roll around on the ground until we toss some good dirt up in there, and we just roll in that dirt for a while, you know?
Till we get it in our eyes.
That sounds very homosexual.
Well,
we're not rolling around together.
It wasn't homosexual until you made it homosexual.
Anyway.
I didn't say we were rolling around another dude's ass.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Now we're canceled.
Yeah. I personally, I like I said, I see progress, as you said, and you know, I don't know, you make your statements.
I'm here.
He's here. That's true.
I try to make people laugh.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. We like the funny. Okay, first off, going from funny to really fucking serious. We're going to talk about Afghanistan. Obviously, if you guys don't know, which you must be living under a rock or in a cave, probably in Afghanistan, 13 U.S. service members and 170 Afghan civilians died in the suicide bomb blast outside of the Kabul airport. Is that how you pronounce that city?
Kabul.
Getting right into it, I want to jump to you because you are obviously a veteran. As you like to so infamously say, a veteran of 2 foreign wars.
Yes. Self-proclaimed veteran.
What?
That honestly came from a TV show, that cartoon TV show. I can't remember what it was. I think it was from Beavis and Butthead, where there was a character on there who was like, "I'm a veteran of 2 foreign wars." That's where it came from. But
Really?
it actually like came true with me because I'm a veteran of 2 different foreign wars. I mean,
Yeah.
Technically, it could be the same as the war on terrorism or the war on poor people in faraway countries.
Right, but either way, you were deployed to 2 separate conflicts per poor dude.
Right.
Either way. Did you say 2 different societal classes or something?
No, poor people from
War on
far
poor
away.
War on poor people. Nothing. Alright, yeah. But anyway, what's your opinion on what happened there and, any other insight you might give us into what the actual, state of the people of the country are like, into their mindset?
I mean, it's a poor country. Very rarely, unless you're very rich, you don't have power. I saw maybe while I was there maybe 1 power station, and was told that it was controlled by the Russians. I'm gonna guess that it had something to do with natural gas pipelines. I just recently found out that they were mining copper in Afghanistan, which is a much bigger deal, because as far as I knew prior to that, Chile was the only country that was mass mining copper. And if copper is in Afghanistan and it's there in massive doses, that is probably one of the most the richest countries in the world, but every single person is poor. Because, I mean, let's be honest, between the Russians, between us, between whoever else has taken over that country prior, we've just been raping that country of its resources over hundreds and hundreds of years.
America.
Oh, okay, well, let me ask you this. If we were raping that country of resources, why is the price of natural gas going up?
Because we are not mining. mining. We're not producing our own natural gas, which we could from Alaska and that area of the country up there. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's just costs too much. You have to pay American citizens, and it's just cheaper to use cheap labor from everywhere else in the world.
Or maybe it's because they shut down the Keystone Pipeline.
Was that natural gas or was that oil?
I'm not 100% sure, but
I think it was oil coming from Canada. Because they scrape the ground up there and they squeeze the oil out of the dirt and then they push it through the pipeline, and that was going to, first of all, it was going to produce a lot of oil for our country, but that's not the reason why they shut it down. They shut it down because I can't remember the name of the rich guy, Jimmy Buffett or whatever the fuck his name is.
No, I believe it was Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, sorry, Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett wasted away in Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how you fuck that up.
That hamburger pipeline, you know.
Cheeseburger in
Paradise.
Margarita
Anyways, the reason why that pipeline got shut down was because Warren Buffett was donating millions and millions of dollars to the Biden administration, and as soon as that pipeline got shut down, he had nothing to worry about because he is in control and runs the trains and the trucks that already move that oil.
Right. Is it not also funny that got shut down his second or third day in office?
I mean, I don't see anything funny about
Red
it.
flags. Red flags.
Yeah. Let's do some dog whistling.
Okay.
I think he stopped fracking too, didn't he? He started canceling.
I believe so.
Yeah.
He wanted to, but he's.
I don't know if that actually went through.
Yeah,
but I believe.
I've seen something about it. Yeah.
I think he's just talking about it and just to try to shut people up on his side.
Trying hey, I'm doing this over here, but look over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they do all the fucking time. Anytime something bad happens, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't found something to cover up their Afghanistan. I mean, I'm sure they're trying, but I mean, Afghanistan is just such a huge issue that's not something that anybody can ignore.
Well, actually, they are trying to do something about that because they're trying to be like, oh, Delta, COVID. Look back at COVID. Look back at COVID.
Right. I
Oh,
mean,
that's over. Omega COVID.
maybe that's their blanket.
Echo, my bad.
Echo is the next grade. Okay, well, also, first of all, the best humanitarian story to come out of Afghanistan in the past week is Glenn Beck, a very, very rich man, had a pilot, I guess. I assume he didn't go himself, but he flew his personal jet over there and brought out Afghan refugees. Your opinion?
Where did he take these refugees?
That's a good question.
That's my biggest
I
concern.
believe their staging point at the moment is Uzbekistan. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And what's their view on it?
Yeah, they're
Just
just doing it because they're collecting a
Take
paycheck
them
from
to a
the
poor
U.S.
country. They don't know what the fuck to do yet.
Take them somewhere where nobody has to see.
Yeah.
Just put them over there somewhere, you know. I mean, but they're not American citizens. We're leaving American citizens behind.
And what's their viewpoint?
And let me ask you about that because, I mean, if all of the American citizens don't get out of Afghanistan before this August 31st deadline, what do you think will happen to them? And do you feel, if you were one of those citizens, do you feel like your government left you behind?
Well, yes, they left you behind. You're probably either dead, raped, abused. I mean, you just use your imagination on all the worst things that you want to do to the worst enemy that you've ever known in your entire life. I mean, these people, we've been there for almost two decades, if not already 2 decades. We are the invaders. We are the bad guys to the Afghans. Let's not forget that.
Okay, and let me iterate another point. As you said, we have been there for 20 years. We have been fighting the Taliban for 20 years, correct?
We've been fighting the citizens. We've been fighting well, I mean, I don't know if you want to call them citizens. We've been fighting the people of Afghanistan. Most of them probably don't even care about the title of Taliban. They're just protecting their land.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
fair enough.
Yeah, do they even call
understand
themselves Taliban?
what's that?
Do they even call themselves Taliban?
I don't know what they call themselves.
Well, they probably don't call themselves anything, you know, for anonymity or, you know, they just in order to like skirt lines and everything. But like the organized Taliban, let's just stick to that for now.
Okay.
The bombing that happened at the airport. This is my opinion, okay? Yeah, granted, probably not going to be popular, okay? If you are at war with an organization such as the Taliban, who is or not necessarily contracted, but tasked with providing outer security for the airport, as they were, do you really think that if someone comes through there with a suicide vest, they're going to be like, nope, you can't come in?
I mean, they would probably just fucking shoot them if they knew.
Well, as soon as they shoot them, if they have a dead man trigger, guess what? They're all dead.
Well, yeah.
So, or do you think they're just like, okay, go on? You know,
I don't think. First of all,
supposedly, let me clarify. This attack was construed by an ISIS-K member or members. Whatever the difference is, I'm not.
I think they're trying to make their own cereal.
And what does that taste like?
Probably tastes like fucking goats and shit.
Goats and shit.
Where's the milk come from?
Goats.
Little boys.
Oh God.
That was wrong. I'm sorry.
I was trying to make a valid fucking point here.
Anyway,
we have been fighting and killing these motherfuckers for 20 years. You really expect them to just like, you know, be like, hey, you know, we're going to keep you safe.
they don't care. They're just they're just like the military. We were training we were trying to train their military over there. We would go to their little base. We'd fucking set up a defensive perimeter. We'd say, this is your base. We're going to train you how to be soldiers. So we would train them how to be. We never trained them how to be soldiers. They would show up. They were just old men, just looking for a paycheck. They take the fucking paycheck and be like, "Oh, the day's over with. I'm going home." They wouldn't like. It's not like a fucking basic training like you have in the United States. They're just random citizens just looking for a paycheck. They're not gonna really risk their lives for us or for I mean, their own family. I mean, that's what everybody risks their lives for. The only thing that matters to people is that they can survive. So, I mean, the reason why the country completely collapsed is from their military standpoint is because what are they fighting for?
Survival.
I mean, what's the easiest way to survive from some lunatic that wants to go around fucking, if you don't give me your shit, I'm going to fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Go
walk
along.
away.
Well,
Shake their hand and be like, oh, here you go, have a good day.
Well, at the same point in time, I would say shoot that motherfucker first, but
But what are they fighting for? They don't know what they're fighting. They don't have. If they were the ones
Are you
that
saying
fought against that fought against the Taliban and took their own country, they would have something to believe in. They would have something to stand for. We can't give them that. That is something that they have to gain themselves.
I understand that point, but what about all of the, you know, Afghan people who did fight alongside and help the U.S. military when you guys first got over there? Because you were pretty early on over in that thing, right?
I mean, they didn't. They without us, they couldn't have won.
Well, obviously.
And they don't believe that they can win now. And the reason why is because we won that war for them. They did not win that war for themselves. They don't have anything to stand on. They don't truly believe in themselves. we were the driving force, and if you wanted them to succeed, then we would have had to stay there to a certain extent. And first of all, they shut down. We took away our most powerful asset, the Air Force, and said that we can't use that.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny. We'll get into that in a second. But as far as the Air Force goes, do you have an opinion on all of this equipment and everything we left behind? I hear like crazy stories about helicopters and tanks and Humvees and all kinds of shit that just got abandoned over there.
Joe Biden.
Now it's in possession of the Taliban.
If they know how to use it.
Anyone can drive a car.
Not a helicopter.
Not a helicopter. That's true.
Not a tank, but
I mean, with time, who knows?
Yeah, they don't crash first.
Watch. I mean, come on. Motherfuckers are crafty. They'll convert that shit over to natural gas. And we'll be fucked.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're.
Unless we have to kill, we have to go back over there.
It will fall into disrepair. Everything that we left over there will fall into disrepair, or it will be bought by some outside source.
So you're saying they have no structure? They can't form a structure in their society to take back their country?
No.
They're too sporadic.
The only real structure they have in their country is the Sharia law and their Muslim beliefs. That is the only real structure in that country that will fight for what it believes in.
Okay.
That I've seen.
So with the probably I would say multi-billions, if not trillions of dollars that we have in pretty much invested into like their infrastructure and everything at this point in time, you're telling me that they are still the same goat herding country that they were before?
They might be slightly more advanced than they were before, because I think
they got cell phones now.
I mean, yeah, they probably got cell phones. Let's be honest.
You're welcome, Verizon.
I haven't been there since like 2002.
Probably T-Mobile.
So I don't know what the country advanced to, but I don't foresee it becoming anything more than the third world country
than
it has been
shithole.
when I was there. Right.
So it's just going to be destructive here.
I mean, this is a gigantic vacuum of power that we just left Afghanistan with, and I don't think the Taliban is all one piece either. They're not just one government. Well, they're going to be fighting each other. It's going to be a warring country for a very long time.
And that's the thing with the Taliban and this ISIS-K. They apparently have already been fighting each other like for the last 16 months while they haven't been fucking with us.
Right.
Because we already said we were pulling out and everything.
So they have different ideologies.
Well, I mean, it's more of a fucking power struggle, really.
So warlords like in Africa.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
So, okay, and now the other thing I wanted to ask you was, apparently, finally, the president decided to get off his fucking goddamn vacation or whatever the fuck he's been on for the last fucking 2 weeks, and drop an airstrike on what they call the planner and facilitator of these attacks from the airport. So apparently, if you haven't heard the news yet, they killed 2 supposed ISIS-K members. One was the planner and one was the facilitator, which I don't understand how you kill the facilitator if it was a suicide bombing. What's your opinion on that, and do you think that this is accurate enough news or even facts that we are getting as the American people in this day and age?
Sounds like the scapegoat to me. Sounds like, I mean, I don't know these people. I mean, how are you going to fucking stop 3 people on a suicide bomb? I mean, it could just be 3 fucking guys. I mean,
and that's my whole problem with the word
bombing.
facilitator. I mean, the facilitator is the guy wearing the fucking suicide vest, right?
The Oklahoma City bombing was done by 2 people. I mean, that's not something that you can stop. I mean,
one was
Biden,
the planner, and the second one was the facilitator, because only one man was in that truck.
Right. The Biden administration is a
joke.
Fucking joke. It is bumbled its way from the start of the administration. They could not have possibly done more damage to the country than they did in the very first month of taking over. I mean, it's like everybody got TDS. Everybody got Trump derangement syndrome, where everything he did was...
Is that an accurate,
yes.
an actual term?
Yes.
People are using
yes.
Trump derangement?
Trump derangement syndrome. Orange man bad.
Oh, orange man.
So everybody, like, Trump put these processes into place, and they were like, oh, everything he did was bad, just because he said mean words online that hurt their feelings.
But me not like orange man.
Yeah. Don't be fake nice.
Rule 1, don't be fake nice.
And I mean, that's just the way I feel about the Biden administration. They had their plan. They wanted Hillary. They wanted Hillary in so they could continue their plan. Trump got in, fucked their plans up, and then and I knew as soon as Trump was gone, I personally wanted to apologize to the Middle East, because that's what these people are about. They're about war, they're about power, they're about taking things that don't belong to them from people that can't fight back.
Now, are you talking about, like, not all, obviously, Democratic Party, but most of it? Is that the group you're trying to centralize there?
I see literally maybe one or two people on the Democratic Party that is worth more than a fucking turd in a fucking toilet bowl.
Tell us how you really
feel. But let's be honest. I'm gonna go back the other way. I know five Republicans that I think is worth more than a turd in a toilet bowl.
And, I kind of agree with you on that statement, because it's just, getting to the point where, like, who can you really believe at this point in time? I feel like we are lied to and misled constantly.
Yeah, we need someone kind of in the middle. Not too far left, too far right. Not anyone in the extremes, but someone who's grounded.
We need the country to wise up to the fucking bullshit that we're being fed every single fucking day, and realize
the media.
And look at the past. Look at the past and the people that you're voting in. Joe Biden's first presidential term, well, not his term, his first run at presidency
was like in 1980, right?
I don't know what it was.
I think it was like 1980.
He was knocked out of the race because, number one, he made a speech that was completely copied off of somebody else's speech, and he was caught in the process. Number two...
And didn't he exaggerate the claims that his wife and daughter died in like some car wreck or drunk driver incident or something?
I mean, I would believe it, but I didn't hear about that. Number two, he lied about his education. He said he was at the top of his class when he was at almost the bottom of his class, and I'm pretty sure that he used these lies to become a senator before he tried to run for president the first time.
Yeah.
He's a fraud.
Pretty sure
Joe Biden is a fraud.
It was back in the 80s, wasn't it? Something along those lines.
The only thing he ever did in politics, the only thing he ever wrote was a crime bill that made it worse for minorities. And the two facts, when I was bringing up the difference between Trump and Biden, these are the two things that I would say. I would say Biden gave the speech at a funeral for a KKK member, and Trump was the first person that owned a golf course that allowed black people to participate in the golf course, in the golf club. Those are the two base things that, just look at those two base things, and it's just mind blowing to me how nobody hears about this stuff.
Well, the mind blowing thing is, first of all, that's controlled by the media in general, And number two
Very
is
biased.
the fact that people aren't informed. You
Right.
need to do your research. It all goes back to do your own research. Don't just look at one story. Look at all the general broad span of
Not
stories.
even do your research. Think for yourself.
That too.
In general.
Yeah, I mean, at some point in time, you gotta be like, oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Go with your intuition. Fucking.
Okay, just to clarify, too, also on top of it, on December 18th, 1972, Joe Biden's daughter and 1-year-old daughter, you know, very sad, and wife were killed in an automobile accident. However, I don't have the rest of it, but there were claims that he exaggerated it somewhere. Any comments on that?
He exaggerated that shit.
Well, I think...
I don't think I know enough about it to be able to comment on it. I mean, it could be just a sad moment in his life.
That's
Who
how
knows?
I feel too.
Yeah, who
because
knows? But if he's talking about if they died in a car accident, and he's lying about that. I mean, I'm not going to put it past him. I mean, he's been a liar his entire life.
We just got to be very wary. Like you said, it could be someone else's point of view here on
Right.
what actually
Right,
happened.
that's true.
Well, I mean, I've heard this from multiple sources. Multiple times.
We'll worry about that for a later date.
Yeah. Well, okay.
If we want to have a segment on Joe Biden himself.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, a segment, man, that might be 3 weeks worth of episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to
Biden month.
it. He's just a fool.
The thumbnail for that one will definitely be that piece of it.
With 2 eyeballs.
2 episodes. Down with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. I always like hearing your take on, you know, especially the situation in Afghanistan. You know,
Right.
you obviously being a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Moving on. Okay, apparently OnlyFans. We're going to talk about OnlyFans here. And no, you will not get a picture of my dick. But
We'll get Troy's dick out on that one.
That's why Ken's broke.
Because I don't show my cock.
You're on OnlyFans?
Because Ken's
you're on OnlyFans? Are you serious? I wouldn't be surprised, dude.
How much money am I going to get out there? Fuck it.
I don't know. I was hoping you would tell
I
me
wish
how
I
much
had a
money you were
vagina.
making a month.
If I had a vagina, I would totally be on OnlyFans.
Why do you need a
If
vagina?
any ladies want
You can do it with a
want to buy Troy's OnlyFans, just let us know. We can set that up.
Drop it down in the comments,
Right.
you know, thumb the video up, you know, like, subscribe.
You got to hit that
share.
bell button first, though.
Whether he cooperates or not, it's going up.
That's right, I'll take that motherfucker up and take my fucking... I don't care if he's my cousin or not, man. It's money.
Shit.
Anyway, I don't know how we went off on that tangent, but... Okay. Apparently, OnlyFans came out with this idea that, you know, they were going to institute this no porn or no sexual explicit content on their website policy. Obviously, no one would fucking subscribe to that website at that point in time. So, what's everyone's take on that?
I think they would have lost. I mean, I think they did, if not, they probably did already lose money. And,
Oh, yeah, people left.
Just by saying.
And now they're actually facing a lawsuit that says that people lost money because of their decision to ban it and then unban it. So now they're kind of in a way accepting that they were wrong, and now they're facing a lawsuit that says that these people lost so much money, you're going to have to pay them for your mistake on banning their stuff.
Right, and also to add, that is true. They did also redact or retract
Right.
that, decision at a
After
later
a lot of people
date.
complained.
After, obviously, a lot of people complained. So, what do you got on that one, Chief?
I think it was a stupid move because other companies have done the same thing, and when people rebelled against it, they went back on their word, and it always hurts the company's reputation when they try to do something like that.
And doesn't it seem like it happens more often than not?
Yeah, it does.
You know,
But
as soon as there's outrage about it or whatever the fuck.
thank God there's a lot of negative things when it comes to people's opinions on the internet, but that's one positive thing, that people can actually say what they mean.
What, OnlyFans?
No. When people's opinion matter.
Oh,
And
okay.
tons of people's opinion matter.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Why would they even consider that? Being's the fact that we all know what OnlyFans is known for.
Cupcakes and uniforms.
Cupcakes and uniforms?
Unicorns.
Oh, unicorns.
Where did you hear that before? Because I was gonna make a Twitch stream called Cupcakes and Unicorns, and I was just gonna sit there and sew.
You're gonna sew?
I thought it was gonna be funny.
With your hands
I
and
thought,
just
I,
reach
I
over.
thought it was gonna be just some dumb shit.
You're not helping out your
I'm sorry.
homosexuality. I don't know how OnlyFans turned into this, but shit. That's wrong with that.
I mean, OnlyFans.
What are you gonna sew or are you gonna crochet?
And you're gonna eat a cupcake.
I think crocheting.
Crocheting. Oh, are you gonna
And
eat
baking.
a cupcake?
I might bake too. You know.
Bake?
Yeah, I might bake.
Okay.
Rainbow colored cupcake.
I bake and I mean, do some
Hey,
crocheting.
don't offend the alphabet gang.
Hey, man.
I thought it would just be dumb. I would honestly just wanted to see
Oh no, you
How
went
well-
down this road. We're
how
sticking with it.
well it would work.
You fucking drove the truck into the
Please
ditch.
do
and
explain,
now we're
Ken.
going.
I mean, what is there to explain?
Yeah, we have Cookies
You were
Unicorn
thinking
fucking
about-
Twitch channel.
Yeah, there's obviously some thought into this. So.
Yeah, it had to be.
I thought it would just be so ridiculous that you know how you can't watch you can't stop watching a train wreck. I felt like that is what I was actually going to aim
Or like
for.
one of them videos where we're watching some dude on a fucking motorcycle going 200 miles an hour.
And you know something bad's
and
going to happen.
You know something bad's gonna happen.
Right.
It's like, yep. And then you see body parts flying all over the fucking place.
It kind of reminds me of those videos where people watch where the person just sits there and eats. And there's a fetish for that.
That was a big thing in China.
Yeah.
That was or I don't know if it was just China, but that was a big thing at least in Asia, where their top stars for social media were people that were eating.
Yeah, they just had a big giant buffet
Yeah.
basically, and they would just sit there and eat.
There would be young, smaller sized girls
Yeah.
eating were their biggest social media
Eating
stars.
octopus and some crazy shit.
Eating the octopus.
It was just gorging
They
themselves.
were
basically.
just eating and eating and eating. Didn't say anything, just ate.
Right.
That's how I like my woman.
Not eating a lot or just not saying anything.
Or letting you eat.
We're gonna cut that out.
Nope. You got
That's in there!
Yeah,
That's in there, bro.
We're gonna cut that out. Anyway,
He's got chains in the basement.
do we? No. Don't listen to this fucking asshole.
They're covered in pink fur.
Latex and whips.
Do we have anything else on OnlyFans?
Oh, fuck.
The reason why they were trying to stop doing the porn and the
Right, it was an
stuff
image thing.
Yeah.
well, it was image, but there was the credit companies and the banks. Their statement was that the credit companies and the banks were kind of in a way forcing them to do it so that they couldn't borrow, so they couldn't grow. But the problem is that when they said that it was the credit cards and the banks, they actually named a specific. I think it was MasterCard. I think they named MasterCard, and MasterCard completely fucking
Denied.
rejected and denied that insinuation. And now they're even in more trouble probably with MasterCard. They're like, hey, you better put your shit back.
I mean, first of all, why would any of these credit card companies even fucking care? Because, I mean, you gotta purchase that shit with a credit card on the internet, right? So they're probably gonna get their interest
I think it had more to do. I mean, just its image. It's the image with them. They don't want to be associated with
Porn company?
yeah, porn stuff.
But at the same point in time, how many of these OnlyFans accounts are actually showing nudity? That's my whole thing. You get like these, what's her fucking name? Pokimane, or, well, I mean, she did do that, like, one-off porn thing, but...
I always think of bathwater.
But, I mean, fuck, what was that other broad that got, like, $1 million in like, a day?
Oh, the actress or whatever it was? Is that who you're talking about?
Probably.
There was an actress that said she was going to do it and never did it. And
Right, well, no, she basically just posted, like, Instagram pictures, and fucking was made, like, $1 million in a day.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I don't understand. I've never been on OnlyFans.
I haven't either.
Me either. Like I said,
You know,
I
I mean,
have a
that's
vagina.
I mean, I don't know what kind of people use it at OnlyFans. I don't know if I've ever met. I mean, I can ask, but I don't think I've ever. Even if they did, would they admit it?
Beta male simps use OnlyFans.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at the same point in time, think about it. You got the fucking hub at your access.
For free.
Yeah, for free.
Well,
you
well,
can-
well,
why
whatever
would you
you
imagine
imagine.
$20 a month or whatever?
Whatever you imagine is basically on it.
From what I know of and from
Sounds
what I've heard,
bestiality.
it's people that are looking that they want more of a relationship thing, and they get this fake relationship by paying people to. I mean, isn't that what Twitch is? Isn't that what watching video game? I mean, I'll watch a video game.
I've never
stream.
been on Twitch either.
Yeah, I'll watch. I mean, I haven't watched them stream. I watch like highlights and stuff on YouTube of Twitch streams, and I do get some entertainment out of it. But I don't go on Twitch, and I don't donate money.
But that's the difference between the sexual market on Twitch and then the regular, hey, I'm playing a video game.
Right, but it makes either way. It makes no sense to me. Either way, it makes zero sense to me why you would. Yeah.
And that goes into like these fucking goddamn crazy fucking like hot tub streams they started doing like a month or two ago or whatever.
You go on Twitch and there's like a Just Talk section and then click on it.
And it's just a girl in like an inflatable fucking pool in her living room in a bikini.
Where they're
Sitting-
dancing and fucking...
No, not even dancing. She's just chilling in the fucking, pool.
Whatever.
The inflatable. It's a fucking inflatable pool.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either. I don't understand.
Well, we will have to have somebody in here like with a black face with like a covered face. And they can just
I was hoping you weren't going to say blackface.
Well, yeah. I almost said that. I was trying to think of what it was when you're like trying to hide the identity of a person while you're interviewing them.
Right, just keep them in the shadows.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and just have them talk about why they would donate to something.
You're going to need to find that voice modulator.
Yeah. I found some little kid ones. yeah. The only ones. Well, I mean, I found expensive ones that go on your computer, but I also found these children's ones that that would change your voice. I don't know what they changed your voice to.
Well, all right.
I don't know where all of you guys'
Interesting
minds went up to that.
into
but-
the mind.
I just saw OnlyFans and little kids voicing teacher.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean for it. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. It came out that way.
All
All right. Moving on. That's all right. Yeah. Jeez. Fucking garbage truck on fire. All right.
You want to talk about that train wreck? Yeah, couldn't stop watching. Go ahead.
Got anything else to add?
Cave
I'll
frogs.
think of it when you start talking again.
I know. All right. There apparently was a 4-legged whale or something discovered somewhere in Egypt, I believe. A Phaeomytis anubis. It was apparently a raptor-like. It had raptor-like habits, rather. 43 million years old, 10 feet, 1,320 pounds. That motherfucker would fuck you up if it could get on land.
It did get on land.
Man.
It was land and water.
See? Hybrid.
Thank God there's motherfuckers on around now.
I'm telling you. we wouldn't be here. They'd ate every last one of us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was a raptor?
Well, it had
Raptor-like tendencies.
Raptor-like tendencies. So basically,
And
imagine a pack hunting bunch of these.
Four-legged whale.
But it's a whale. I mean, how fast could it possibly move?
It had 4 legs. How fast could it cheetah move?
Think about how big of a whale is, though.
10 feet long.
Okay, how fast do you think you can run?
Probably about, I'm going to say 18 miles an hour.
You can run 18 miles in 1 hour.
Oh, not in 1 hour, no.
No, a quick sprint maybe. But then you tire.
I used to be able to run. I don't know what the speed would be converted to, but I used to be able to run 2 miles in 12 minutes. So that's like 600 miles.
2 miles, 12 minutes.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
What can you run now though?
Fuck, I could probably run about 50 feet and run out of breath.
Or that whale would eat
That's
your
only
ass.
10 miles an hour, just so you know.
Okay.
Actually, that's 12 miles an hour. If you're able to keep that entire pace up for an entire hour.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it's just in my mind. I'm thinking of a whale with 4 legs. And you said it used to be some kind of raptor.
I'll pull the picture up here.
You can see what it kind of looked like.
Go on, keep going. Big motherfuckers.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I can outrun a lot of the whales around here with 2 legs.
There are a lot of them. Find them at Wendy's and McDonald's.
That's what there's.
It looks like a dog, fucking hippopotamus, fucking cat, fucking thing.
Dog, hippopotamus, cat, fucking thing.
It doesn't. I mean, it's weird. It's weird as shit.
It does kind of look like. Actually, I think it's more of a cross between like an alligator, a dog, and a
Like a
shark.
beaver.
What do you think? What do you think? What's your cross between?
I would say like a beaver, like you said, an alligator, maybe a chicken.
Say the name of it again.
What do we got?
Theomictus anubis.
There you go.
All right, everybody, look up Theomictus anubis and tell us what it looks like to you.
Drop that shit down in the comments below.
It's definitely fucking weird, though.
All right. So anyway, back to this story. What? Okay. So obviously, do you think that whales evolved from this particular creature since it's like 43 fucking million years old?
I think it's a branch, kind of like we
Or
are.
or do you think that something else evolved from this creature?
I mean, it's kind of like a tree. It branches off, kind of like we are. Homo sapiens, and then you had, what was it, Lucy. Remember Lucy, where it was kind of like a
What, you
hybrid.
mean from I Dream of Jeannie, or was that Bewitched? I can't remember.
No, like
No,
Neanderthal.
No, that's, Lucy.
Well, they say
What was that shit?
Neanderthals bred with humans at one point in time.
Yeah, but they were 2 branches.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So the same concept could go with any other species. So that's probably what happened. That's how we evolve. That's how any organic being evolves.
Okay, so if that creature is 43 million years old, what did a whale fuck?
It didn't fuck anything. It evolved.
It had to fuck something.
They call it genetic mutations.
Yeah. So as
And then the different kinds of genetic mutations, everybody has it. We all have them. We're all slightly different. And certain genetic mutations make you more successful than the base group, and those tend to
genes
survive.
get produced on to
Right.
the next generation.
Right, they tend to be more successful and survive. Not all of them. Probably, I'm gonna guess that most mutations are negative mutations.
And they die off.
Those genes die off. But there's successful genetic mutations, and then there's unsuccessful ones.
Crazy fun fact: Genghis Khan has like 1 out of 200 people are related to him. That's how much he fucked and conquered back in the day.
Well, we touched on that last week.
Just adding on to the whole gene, you know what I mean, progression, evolution.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, back in the day, you know, in his time, raping and pillaging was a huge thing.
Right.
Apparently, it's the only way to pass the time.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to add?
If it wasn't for them, then the whales we have today wouldn't exist.
Are you sure?
They probably wouldn't be called whales.
Why is anything called anything though?
As a scientist.
And now this is getting philosophical.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay,
They just wouldn't be the whales that
So
we are
you're
today.
telling me if it wasn't for that creature, we wouldn't have Bitcoin whales?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Inflation. Because of